Okay, Assalamu alaikum students. Um, so today we'll discuss advantages and disadvantages of using CAD. Okay, in the last lesson we talked about different types of technologies which are used in business operations, right? And one of it is CAD, that is computer aided design, where computer software is used to make variety of designs of the product. Okay, rather than drawing it or doing it manually, you can use that software to see variety of designs of the product in a very less time compared to the traditional system without the use of software. So let's discuss their advantages and disadvantages. Okay, first advantages. Okay, this is quite obvious, higher productivity. Obviously, for example, if you are actually making or drawing a design on a piece of paper manually, obviously it will take a lot of time, okay, compared to using a software. So obviously it will help increase the production level as well, na? Because obviously before developing a product, you first design it. So if design becomes easy and it takes less time, obviously it will lead to higher productivity in the end as well. And you know that higher productivity leads to lower cost as well, because now less resources will be used to do it. Okay, so this is one of the advantage, and second is improved product quality. So how improved product quality? By coming up with different designs of the product. So because its CAD is not related to the manufacturing of products, do remember that it's only linked with design of the product. So yes, the CAD can give you lots of varieties of designs. Okay, and then you can actually pick the most suitable design for the product. Okay, so obviously, and you can do it very quickly. So within a fraction of a minute, you can see various designs which are available using that software. So it will help modify the product as far as the design of the product is concerned, right? So it obviously improves the quality of the product as well, because quality means customer satisfaction. So if you are coming up with new models or new designs of your product, and customers they like it, because you every now and then you come up with a new design or new model, so they would like to buy from you. So quality is directly linked with customer satisfaction. Third is able to see the visualization of the final product. Yes, you can see that how the final product will look like. Okay, rather than producing the product physically and then looking at the pros and cons of it, because it will actually take a lot of time and cost as well. You can see the visualization with the use of computer software. Okay, and then you can make changes if you find that there is some flaw in that design, or if you do not like it in case, so you can choose another design. Okay, and the benefit is that without wasting time and without incurring any cost, because once you have purchased the software and you are using computers, there is no cost involved, na? Okay, yes, setup cost is there, we understand that. Okay, after that, obviously, uh, mm, mm, there is no significant cost involved um, in designing the products. Okay, then lower development cost of products, we understand that, because obviously if designs are being made by the technology that is CAD, so obviously it is going to reduce the cost. So development cost, why I'm saying, because before manufacturing you uh, mm, see what type of design to be used for the product, so it will reduce the cost of the product, in fact the total cost of the product as well, leading to higher profits for the business as well. Then quick to launch a new product. Yes, obviously, because again, this point is linked with the with point number one. You can use both of them together as well. Higher productivity leads to quick launching of the product and new product, and it is very important, because if you are the first one launching a new product, customers will start buying from you, and the image you will have will be having it, because now your competitors are late to launch the same product. Okay, so and but if you're late, you can imagine that the response will be very poor, because people who are interested in buying, they might have bought it from other competitors because they actually launched it first. So this is actually a very important point or rather the importance of using CAD in that case. Okay, then offer different design variations. Okay, yes, you can come up with different variations as well. Like design might be the same, but you are actually making smaller changes in the same or old design of the product. So again, this is possible, and this is offered through computer software as well. So rather than changing the whole design, you can make small changes in it, so that still people feel that there is something new in it, and you will be able to maintain the level of sales in the market as well. Okay, now there are disadvantages as well. Cost of training, because to use that computer software, you need to train your workers, and it actually takes time as well as cost as well. Okay. Second disadvantage is setup cost. I told you earlier. Yes, initially you have to spend some amount of money. In fact, a significant amount of money, because it's not only about one computer software. You need to install various computers along with the software as well. So yes, initial cost will be there, and businesses, they have to arrange that finance somehow. Either they'll use an external source of finance or internal source of finance. So they have to look for it as well. Okay, then the third disadvantage is employees find it difficult to adjust with new work practices, resulting in demotivation among workers. Yes, this is also another disadvantage, which is quite natural. Why? Because employees, they are used to do work in a certain manner. Now, if they are told to perform their job using softwares, so they obviously will feel inconvenient. Okay, and there will be a certain amount of uncertainty there. Okay, that okay, whether we'll be able to use that software, whether we'll be able to work to the same perfection or not. So these are the questions which will be obviously in the minds of the employees as well. So you need to address them. Yes, you need to tell them that it's not a big deal and you will be trained. This is how you can actually reduce the level of demotivation employees have. But yes, this is quite obvious that employees will have this kind of feeling. That is, I mean, because it is completely uncertain, and an employee who actually has been working for 10 long years, and now that employee has to change the work practices, and the employee has to, or employees have to use the new computer software. So obviously the uncertainty is there, and that uncertainty leads to demotivation among workers as well. They might leave the job as well, right? Or they may respond in a negative way, like the employee may not like to, they may not work to their potential, because they feel that maybe they are in hot water, like they are in trouble, and it is just because of the management. So yes, this is the problem, because I am just talking about from the employee's perspective. Although we know that management has a role to play, and they can minimize the level of demotivation among the workers as well, but this is a disadvantage. Okay, then we have technology needs to be updated quickly. Yes, quite again quite natural, because technology changes very quickly. Okay, so once you have bought a software and you are using it, so maybe within months you may have to buy a new software, because the old software now cannot be used to design the new products. Okay, so in that case, it's not only about a one-time expenditure, so you may have to spend multiple times. Okay, and this is also possible that if you are late in adopting technology, so as soon as you adopt technology, you come to know that now it has become outdated, and now you have to buy a new technology. I'm talking about CAD, right? So this is quite possible. So the timing is very important, that when to use that new technology, whether we are late or not, or whether to use the old one or wait for the new technology to come in. Okay, what would be the advantage, or whether we lose some customers or not. So there are lots of questions which actually need to be answered. Okay, but this is a genuine disadvantage, that technology, that changes very quickly. So you have to update the technology, or you have to buy the new one every now and then, or maybe after every 5 years, for example. All right. Okay, so this is the end of the advantages and disadvantages of CAD, and now we'll talk about again quite similar advantages and disadvantages as CAD. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of using CAM. Okay, and as I told you, they are quite similar to CAD as well, but there is a difference. Okay, and difference is this is actually a technology which is used in manufacturing products. It's not about designing products. Okay, it's about manufacturing. So you actually use robots controlled by computers in the manufacturing process or production process or in the process of operations. Let's discuss their advantages and disadvantages as well. Okay, first is higher satisfaction for workers as routine and boring jobs are done by machines. Quite obvious, huh? Very simple to understand. Because if there are jobs which are very simple in nature and the worker has to do it time and again, obviously worker will get bored and then interest will be lost, and because of that lost interest, maybe the quality of work can be affected, and then that may affect the quality of the product as well, so resulting in bad image, reputation, loss of customers. So you can develop that point in that direction as well. So if they are done by machines, so obviously machines do not get bored. So they can actually do the same job repeatedly for the whole day, okay, or for the whole week as well. So this is what the first advantage. Then higher productivity. Again, I told you that quite the advantages of CAD and CAM, they are more or less the same because both are technologies which are used in the process of operations. Either it is designing of the product or the manufacturing of the product. But you can develop that. Higher productivity leads to lower average cost, leading to higher profit as well. Or higher productivity enables business to meet the deadlines given to the customers. Right? So there will be no loss of customers. Customers will not be annoyed because deadlines are always met because of that. So you can develop that point in this way. Then we have standardized products are produced with precision. Yes. So standardized products does not, if I say standardized product, it does not mean that it is a high quality product. It means whatever standard which is set by the organization or which is actually required by the customer, you are producing the product exactly according to that. And all your products, they are exactly the same in terms of quality, design, packaging, okay, features. So we call them standardized products. So standardized products always earn a very good reputation in the market because customers feel whenever we buy the product of the same brand or business, we find the quality almost the same, okay, or exactly the same, right? So obviously it improves the brand image of the business, okay. And standardized products are produced with the help of CAM because margin of mistake is not there when you are actually producing standardized products. So nobody can do that job better than machines, robots, because they are very precise. Precise means that they are error free, unless and until there is some fault there in a computer or machine. Otherwise, they are absolutely precise. Okay, that they do not make mistakes at all. All products, they look exactly the same in terms of quality. That is what we call precision. Precision means obviously that there is no fault in it, or there is actually you can say no difference in various products which are being produced. Okay, then we have a quick change over from one product to the other. Yes, for example, if you are shifting from one product to another, again, this is easy with the help of machines, because yes, you might have to change certain parts of the machines or robots, but after that, again, they will be ready to produce another type of a product. Okay, yes, I know that you require some off time, because you might have to detach some parts of the machinery and you have to attach some other parts with the machines to produce another type of product. But once you do it, then it's not that difficult, and it's a quick changeover as well, because the machines which are used in CAM, they can perform different types of jobs. So that's why the changeover is really very quick, and not much time is wasted in changing the the type of product which is going to be produced in the factory or in the business. Then combination of CAD and CAM supports customization of products. Okay, yes, you can do it as well. Like customization means that now it is actually opposite of standardization, because now you actually want to consider the requirements of your customers, and customers may come up with different requirements, and you have to address to those requirements as well. You cannot actually sell the same product to every customer if the market is of such nature that customers, they want the product according to their own requirement, or they at least require some changes in the product so that it can meet their needs as well, or the product may become to a level where they can feel that this is the right product for them. So a CAD and CAM, you know that CAD helps in making different designs. So according to the requirements of the customer, you can develop different designs and then you can manufacture it accordingly. Okay, because after the design is made, then obviously the robots are there, because computers send messages to robots to design a product in a certain way. So that is why it becomes easier, okay, to produce customized products as well. But I'm telling you, I'm not saying that the products will be absolutely customized now. It means that you produce product exactly according to the requirements of the customer, and every single product is different from the other. No, I'm not saying that, because this is actually hard to achieve when it comes to technology to be used in the production process. But you can make minor changes in the product so that it can suit the needs of the customers, right? So in that way, customers may become loyal to you and they will keep on buying from you, because you know that generally customization is the best form of or the best method of production for customized products is job production. We'll talk about it in the next slide, okay? And where machines are not used, or maybe very little machines or equipments are used to produce goods. All right, then now disadvantages: rise in redundancy due to capital intensive production. Yes, because when you will use more of machinery, you have to reduce the number of workers, and that will cause redundancy. So how it is a disadvantage? Because when there is redundancy, you have to pay them a compensation, because it's not the fault of the workers. It's actually the reason is that the employees are not no longer needed, because now they have been replaced by machines. So you have to pay them a certain amount, and it might be a significant amount. Secondly, it might create a bad image as well, because the workers who are there and who are not being made redundant, they might also start thinking that maybe the time will come, they will also be asked to leave. So that's why it is not easy to maintain loyalty of the workers. And bad image will also be spread. So maybe good and experienced workers may not like to work in such organization where workers are made redundant every now and then, or maybe a huge number of workers were made redundant in the past. So obviously workers do not consider it good, and they feel that this is not the right place for them to work. So they find it difficult to hire experienced and skilled workers. Then high setup cost, same as CAD, because you require computers, robots. Okay, so yes, it is there, and then you have to arrange a source of finance for it. Cost of training, again, yes, almost the same. Okay, training cost and the time which is required to train workers. And by the time you will train workers, there will be a loss of output, because now the workers are not doing anything because they are being trained. Or if they are being trained in the production process, that is what we call on the job training, then the production process will be very slow, because new workers who are being trained, they will be extra cautious, na? Okay, and there is a fear that they might make mistakes. So again, there will be a loss of output there in that case as well. Then breakdown of machinery may stop production for a long time. Yes, for example, if some of the machinery is not working or has broken down, so obviously you need to either replace some parts of the machinery, or you require some technicians who may work on it, and it may take several days sometimes. Okay, and obviously because your whole production process is capital intensive, so there will be a huge loss of production, because now you cannot replace it with workers, because you have arranged your production process in such a way that machines are interconnected with one another, and they are actually doing the job of producing products. Okay, so this is quite possible. Errors can still occur, yes, because the machines are there. How errors can occur? This can only be possible when raw material is not up to the mark. If raw material is not up to the mark, obviously machine is not there to check it. So if you use the raw material which is not up to the mark, obviously the end result will also be below standard. So it means that checking of raw material or where to buy raw material from, obviously it is a job of some other people like procurement manager who actually purchase manager who buys raw material from the supplier. That is their responsibility. So errors can still occur in that way. I mean, products may not be up to the mark. And okay, in addition to that, sometimes the machine is working, but machine is not working with precision because there is some fault in the machinery, and it is yet to be discovered. Machine is working, is producing, right, and nobody knows that now there is a fault there in the machine. Okay, and obviously faulty products will be produced, and then later on they will come to know that yes, there is a fault there, and then they will find out the root cause, and then they will repair that machine, or they will replace that part of the machinery which is not working properly. So but meanwhile errors will be there. Okay, so it is possible. So use of cam does not guarantee that every time you will be producing the product which will be of the required quality, or errors will not occur at all. So they will still be there, chances are there, although they will be very remote, but still the chances are there. All right, so that's it. I think I need to stop here because that is one topic, that is advantages and disadvantages of CAD and CAM as well.